I know, baby. I know, I know, I know, I know. Yeah. You want your scritches? You want your scritches? So many scritches? How many scritches? How many scritches? Oh, many scritches, huh? Many scritches. Yeah, I know. You want many scritches. No, so many good scritches. So many good scritches. So many good scritches. Yeah, you got so many good scritches. So many good scritches, yeah? So many good scritches. Oh my goodness. Oh my goodness. Oh my goodness. Oh my goodness. That's what we're doing. That's what we're doing. So many good scritches. So many good scritches. Oh, so many good of scritches. So many good scritches, yeah? So many. So many. Oh my goodness. Oh my goodness. So many good scritches. Oh, the baby. Oh, the baby. Oh my goodness. All the scritches, all the love. All the scritches and all the love. Yeah. Oh my god. Oh my goodness. My goodness. Oh my goodness. What, you jealous? Cat child jealous? I think cat child jealous. Okay, Mystic. Aw, you serious? Mystic, come here. I got the free cocoa out just for you. Come here. I got it out. I literally did the thing. Mystic. Seriously. Are you serious or not? Come here. Okay, fine. Fine. You don't want attention as badly as I thought. I see how it is. Oh my goodness. It is definitely nighttime. Mystic, I'm not giving you any Treatos right now. Come here. Come here. We're underneath the bed, and this is not where we want to be.
Respawn point set. You can only sleep at night or during thunderstorms. You can only sleep at night or during thunderstorms.
Hey. There we go. She's just gonna be a little butt. Mystic. I feel like I should build a better house. Should probably take down some cherry trees. Potentially. I have bike road 3 days straight in a row. Granted, one of those bike rides may have been a little excessive. Okay, three of those. Okay, so I did like 2 bike rides last week and 3 this week, and one of the bike rides last week may have been a little excessive, but we're not gonna judge. We're not gonna judge. Not gonna judge at all. Jaw. No! This is what I get. This is what I get. Oh no. Give. Connection. Controller. Connected. Okay, word of advice, don't actually hit your controller against things. Don't actually hit your controller. It doesn't fix it. This is not an NES. You can't just blow into it and make it work. But, caveman brain, say I need to hit it, so I hit it. Caveman brain. Caveman brain say I have to hit it, so I hit it. I want some music, please, but I can't do that because Twitch is a little bit finicky. Oh, I can't put that in there. That's gonna be a little bit weird. Do you have the time of day to do the things that you should? Gonna try my very best to try to be better. Better. What in the rotating conundrum are you doing? What the hell was the drifting? Cause that was not okay. It was definitely drift. Why there was so much drift? Was not great. Don't know why that popped up. Don't need the OneDrive. Thanks, but no thanks. Okay, there we go. Sometimes I think to myself, everybody feels a little low. When you're feeling low, when you're feeling low. Sometimes life got you feeling down, and it kinda puts you to a frown. But it's alright, it's alright. Don't give up too fast. There's more than just your past. Sometime you'll find an answer into dreaming softly and dreaming. Everybody has a dream, whether that's big or small. Your dream is a dream that seems never to fall. How many dreams do you keep inside that brain of yours? How many dreams do you dream? There we sit together, listening to our dreams, talking about the weather, whether right or wrong. Sometimes my dreams just go along. One day I will find an answer in my dreams. Someday I will find an answer in my dreams. Got enough on me. I'll play Raft while you play Minecraft. Fair enough. I'm trying to find where I put the deep slate. There it is. They can make infinite stacks in Minecraft and still wouldn't be enough. Let's see if I've got. What's my freaking iron stash at? It's a decent amount. Hold on. Just need to wrap this one and this one. Put these into here. Yeah, I think that's good. See, I've got a decent amount of eggs. I just need to make a whole freaking lava farm for chickens. I always fail at it too. I've been trying to figure it out for like 6 years. 6 years, that sounds terrible. You have people on our server that are really good at building the freaking chicken farms with the lava buckets and lava and redstone stuff. I just don't. My brain doesn't comprehend the redstone. I try. I don't think I have enough. Do I have enough? Wait, do I have enough? I do have redstone. I'm trying to remember. I think you need a chest, a hopper, a bucket of lava. Damn, if I could just remember. Remember, the 5th of November. Let me see. One, I'm gonna make a bucket because it's just gonna be one bucket. It's not gonna be a repeat of a previous server issue. And a whole chest, a whole double chest stacked full of milk buckets. Kept getting asked by other server members, why do you have so many buckets? To have milk on hand in case I get hit by a witch. Don't need that much milk. Shh, let it happen. Just let it happen. It's fine. I think you're just a bit obsessed with the buckets. No, I just want to make sure we're prepared and have backups in case we get hit by witches. What if a raid happens? Put these in here. I'm trying to remember what all I need for the chicken farm. Bucket of lava, I believe. It was a recipe. Let me see. Chicken farm. Lava. Minecraft. Oh, cool. My connection just disconnected. Let's see. Automatic chicken farm. Let me see. After look at this picture, I may need to put my glasses on because I'm old. Okay, the old part's probably funny, but no, I'm just kind of blind. At times. I should wear my glasses, I just don't like to. I have friends that are like, oh, but you like to be able to see, right? Yes, I do. I do like to be able to see. I just don't like how they look. There we go. Let me see what I got. Should be trapdoors. Looks like 4 trapdoors. Hopper. Double chest. Dispenser. Yeah, I'm just blind. I'm not looking for the Java recipe. I'm playing Bedrock. Oh, redstone. Repeater. I'm gonna have to spawn so many chickens. Glass. Bucket of lava. Why does this gotta confuse the hell out of me? Yeah, I'm talking about stuff that confuses me. Yeah. I know. I know. What are you gonna do about it? Not a damn thing. No, she wants her spot. Her spot being the Toy Coco. Come on. Are you gonna get comfy? Are you gonna get comfy? Can I? Ma'am, you don't make a very good window. You don't make a very good window. Are you making biscuits? Making biscuits? You got a full-time job making biscuits? Apparently you got a full-time job making biscuits. Okay, well at least one of us is employed. Oh jeez. This is a terrible joke. Really? She making biscuits. There we go. Yeah, I've got glass in the chest. I've got chest. I think I need to remember how to make the hopper. There should be. Whoa, Condrift. Joy-Con drift. My controller's been having some technical difficulties here lately, and I don't understand why. Okay. All iron ingots. I've got enough iron ingots, I just gotta do the thing. Let's see. I believe I need the stone for the dispenser. Let's see. Hopper, chest. Oh, I gotta grab a chest. Okay. There's that. Let me see. Should be able to build an automatic chicken farm. I hope so. Okay, there's the hopper. Gonna grab 2 to be safe. I also need to fill this pocket with lava and not burn myself. Boom. Who turned off the lights? Okay, boop. Boop. What else am I missing? I've gotta put the redstone in there. 64 redstone should be safe. Maybe. We'll say 64 is a good number. Trapdoors, dispenser. Trapdoors too. I'm gonna need some stone. Unfortunately, I can't beast. Never mind. Not in this year. Lots of friends that can have fun. I just am allergic. I'll just sit over there in the corner. You lucky bastards. Okay. That respawn point set. What am I doing? Okay. There should be. Let's see. Leaf. I would need redstone and a bow. That might be slightly problematic. So many bows to choose from. We'll just grab one. And grab some redstone. Think. Okay, what was the recipe? I've got another friend that can build an automatic sugarcane farm, and they're good at that. And they also build skeleton farms. They're good at those, they just don't like having to build houses and stuff, and I like building houses and farms, so it works out. One. What is that? Did I just make a dropper? And I need to do a dispenser. Be 2 dispensers. Well, I can only do 1 apparently. What? Mystic, what are you doing? What are you after? Mystic! Don't mess with that. That is not food. It's not food. You want cuddles? Can you make biscuits? Can you make me some biscuits? Here you go. Need more biscuits, Mystic. You gonna get comfy? Making biscuits? Let me see. Okay. Those. Trapdoor, glass. I need the repeater and the. I forget the name of it. Comparter? Maybe is that this thing? I think it's comparter. Comparter, maybe? Let me go over here. Oh, Jesus. Nope. Wrong thing. Okay. There should be isn't like a redstone build. Why is it not? Am I missing like wood or something? No, it's definitely. Oh, it's the wrong stone. Got it. That's why. That's why it's not working. I need smooth stone. Understood. Is it this one? No, this one. Yes. I think it's like 3. Are you gonna be comfy? That's the scritches. Oh, the scritches. Oh my goodness. Oh, the scritches. Oh no. Oh, the scritches. Okay. Huh? What? Oh, I have to make redstone torches to be able to. Okay, that makes sense. We can attempt to do this again, but I don't know if I'm actually going to be able to. It's hard, Mystic. Okay, 1, 2, 3. What is that? New recipe unlocked. What recipe? Hold up. What recipe you give me? What is that? Whoa. What is that? Huh? Heck? What is that? I wanna know. I wanna know. I wanna know. Hold up. Give me this. No! Wrong thing. Um, how do you make it? Oh, I put the thing in there. Okay. That makes sense. What is this? It's a crafter. What is it? I want to know what it is. Never seen it before. What is this? Huh? What? Oh, that's neat. What can I make with that? want to know what that is and what it does. That's a neat little funky thing. That's funky. That's super funky. Hold on. Whoa. That's so funky. Funky, funky. Wait, why can't I grab it? Wait, how do you activate it? What? Okay, so you put the things on the crafter and then what? A? Take? What? What in the horoscopes in Hades? I don't know if I like you. You kind of... Huh. So weird. Maybe if I like try it on this side? Can I grab it from this side? What? I don't think you can grab things off of this. That's so... I feel like you're cursed. You can't... How am I supposed to take that off there? What the heck? Huh. That's just odd. I don't think I like that. I don't think I like that at all. Yeah, I don't think I like that. Nope. Negative, Ghost Rider. I don't think we like that. Okay, what are we doing now? Well, we go down here. Okay, I'm sure I missed something. Oh. Yeah, that might be a little problematic. I'm gonna put this into here. Dispenser there. Go over here. Ah. Note block? Oh yeah, I can make some note blocks. Interesting. Let's see. Probably also need some buttons. Oh, good. Kind of jolted there for a moment. You okay? I'm going to turn the volume up a bit. It's just a little bit. Okay. Oh, I think I need gold blocks. I'm pretty sure I need gold blocks to do what I'm going to do. Over here. I need gold blocks. 2 gold blocks. Okay, but how do I... think it has to be like... Hee hee. We're gonna play some musical notes. One. Ooh. Not my most brilliant plan. I'm gonna move this over here, over here. Cheat. 1, 2. And will it let me do it? Hee hee hee. Yeah. We got this. Oh, because it's above it. My bad. Yeah, I can't have that above it. Because it won't allow it to do the thing. It won't allow it to do the thing. Nope, that's not gonna let it. What if I put the button on the ground? I dislike that. I really dislike that. Can I maybe put it like... No, I can't put it above it. Huh. That is unfortunate. I don't like that. Can I put it here? Okay, that's just gonna be really, really odd. That is such an odd placement. I don't know if I like that. Okay. Yo, where the hell are you? There we go. Okay, let's try this again. Ow! Fuck you, Mr. Skeleman. No, bad Skeleman. We're not doing that. Almost. And 1, 2, 3, 4. Okay. I feel like I should maybe put that different. Yeah. I'm not feeling that. Whoop. I'm wondering if I could just like put pressure plates. I might just be able to put pressure plates down. That's a lot of dirt. Checking to see if I have any. I don't think I do. Nope. There's a few there. Any pressure plates? Doesn't look like it. Let's see if I can do that and adjust that. There we go. I'm gonna move this one. Take that there. Put that there. Nope, wrong thing. There we go. Oh, I need to put a thing that explains. Yeah, that's gonna be a thing. Okay. How do I? Nope. Okay, can I put it on the side? I don't know if I can actually do that. One is only as much. No, two can be as bad as, but you never know. It takes one. One. It's gotta be a thing. Right? And then you go enter down. One. Nope. Two. Hey. Comfy, Mystic. You're so comfy, aren't you? So comfy. Oh my goodness. Oh my goodness. Nope, 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 nope. Nope, 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 nope. How do we do this? Because this is going to be like really interesting. I've already got the gold blocks. I can put the gold back up. Let me see. And Joy-Con drift. There we go. 4, 3, 2, 1, right? Alright. Over here? Nope. I know I'm missing something. What am I missing? My brain. Got hopper, spectral lava, dispenser. Eggs. I need to put eggs. Eggs in a chest. Come on. Need to put eggs in a chest. Definitely. Yeah, I'm gonna need to put a lot of eggs in a chest. Hi, Marley. I think I got all the things I need to get. As long as I don't fall off this cliff, we're good. My cat's currently, one of the cats is napping here. The other cat's on my bed. I'm going to figure this out. Hmm. I feel like I need to figure it out. Hmm. Oh, bless you. Is that the sneezies? Salem, where you going? Don't run away from me. Can I wake you, Mystic? I'm without a cat right now. I have to share my son's. She doesn't get along with others very well. Mystic! No, absolutely not. That's not how this is gonna go. Go. I tried to plant a bleeding heart bush today. I'm not sure if it's gonna grow or not, but I'm gonna try. Alright, what do I need? Maybe feed it. I mean, I've got it in a container with there's a specific soil I got that's a potting mixed, and it's got like nutrients in it that's supposed to help it grow like 5 times the regular size. I'm just hoping it works out. I've never really been that successful with the growing from a root kind of flower. I'm always more successful with the seedlings and seeds. I also just planted some pumpkins because I want to have pumpkins in time for Halloween. I'm growing some Atlantic Giants and some they're the Cinderella's carriage pumpkins. They get up to 500 pounds. Planted a couple of those because I want to grow massive pumpkins. I'm gonna keep an eye on it each day and try and tend to it as best as I can. Okay, so 1, 2, 3, 4. Okay, so another fluffer. Oh, you guys are already getting ready for the slaughter. I wish we could have chickens in town. There's a freaking city limit thing on chickens, and you had gotta be able to what's the thing? You have to there's a city ordinance on chickens. And on top of that, I believe when it comes to chickens, you're allowed to have what is it? There's specific requirements you have to meet, and the chicken thing with our rent is that we're not allowed to have any livestock or what would be considered as farm animals within the city limits while we're renting. I want a farm though. I want a freaking farm. I want a freaking farm. I was so used to growing up on a farm that I'm just like, why can't I have a farm? I want a farm again. I'm gonna check on that because I'd love to have about a dozen good laying hens. Yeah, if you have a dozen good laying hens, you're gonna need at least 1 to 2 roosters. One, you'll need probably 2 roosters. because one will be good for trying to make sure that the hens get stimulated to lay. The other one will be good for fattening up and making sure that that's a good size rooster, you know? Making sure that's a good size rooster. Don't ask questions if you don't want to know where your food comes from. But yeah, that was one thing I liked about living in the country was that even though I was far away from town, I at least got to raise livestock and garden. And every summer we would keep an eye on the orchard. There. Every summer we'd keep an eye on the orchard, and then about August we'd gather all the orchard tree fruit. August to September was usually, I'm trying to remember, there was a specific thing. I don't know if that'll work. I don't know what I'm doing. Get that out of the way. Aha. Yeah, we did that too. We'd also go down the creek and fish, and then in August we'd hit up one of the local places that had rivers and stuff that you could trout fish at, and I'd catch trout for my grandma. They're all escaping. Fuck. I goofed. Oh, son of a. That's gonna be a little bit of a problem. Yeah, we had a lot of orchard trees. My grandma really loved to do stuff. Sorry, my brain's a little scattered right now. What the hell was that? Oh, cactus, that's what. My grandma had, she had grapes. We had a really big garden too. We had grapevines alongside the garden. On top of grapevines, we had cherry trees. We had peach trees. We had the Indiana red peaches, or the Indian red peaches. We had they're the pears, but they were like a green yellow pear with like kind of brown spots. I don't remember the exact name of them. They were one of my grandma's favorite pears. We had pears. We had apples. We had 2 apple trees, a pear tree, 4 peach trees, a cherry tree. We had gooseberry bushes, raspberry bushes, blackberry bushes. Quite a bit. we would my grandma would have me go out in May because one of the things she would make around my birthday, since I had a May birthday, a lot of the raspberry patches tend to be full of berries in May. And so she'd have me go out, gather the raspberries from the raspberry patches, and then she'd take the raspberries and she'd make homemade raspberry cobbler, but it's not like raspberry cobbler that you think like a cobbler. We'd call it cobbler, at least that's what she would call it. It was more like you would take fresh raspberries, sugar, a bit of like water and juice, and you'd boil that, and you'd let it get nice and hot and bubbly, and then you'd drop in dumpling dough, and you'd let the dumplings just kind of cook on top of the raspberries and all the liquids, and let the dumplings coat them with a little bit of sugar on top, and that was what my grandma would make. We'd call it, she called it raspberry cobbler, but it's just like it's kind of like a southern dumpling dish kind of thing. And then every August, the whole kitchen would smell like apples and cinnamon because we would gather all the apples that were in the orchard. We also had a couple walnut trees on the property, so we'd also gather up the walnuts. We'd take like buckets of walnuts and place them in the driveway and dump all the walnuts in the driveway so that every time people like ran over the walnuts, it would get the green skin off of the walnut and like kind of like take that off of there, and then you'd be left with like the actual nut on the inside, and then we'd pick up all the actual walnuts and take hammers and crack open the walnuts on concrete. And then we just store like jars of walnuts freshly just cracked open. I'm trying to remember how to do this. I'm a little lost. I think it's oh wait, I think I'm supposed to put, did I mess up? Yeah, we'd make apple butter too. My grandma would she'd be in the kitchen with me, and usually it was a lot easier to carry stuff in the dress that she made me. She made she liked to sew a lot. She taught me to sew, and she had hand sewn a dress for me at the time. It was out of this like yellow gingham material. It was one of my favorite dresses that she made me because you could spin around in it and it would just like floof out everywhere. And like it was just a fun thing. It had like the overall straps for the sundress. And it had like white buttons. But whenever she had the ability to, she would sew me some of my clothes. And she sewed her own dresses as well. I'm trying to remember how to do this because I feel like I'm just messing up. Yeah, my grandma taught me how to make patch quilts, but she did like the tacking with the twine, and that's how she taught me how to make the patch quilts. But my mom did the quilting where you actually embroider and make like pictures and stuff on all the quilt pieces. It always kind of like frustrated me because quilting is very hard by hand, and my mom did a lot of hand quilting, and so the quilting was like very intricate, and she had this big like really massive hoop that she had like the quilt kind of sprawled out. I had an uncle that made wooden furniture. He took these fallen trees um, that he had found one day, and he made a giant wooden queen-sized bed frame out of the fallen tree, and like made it to where, hi, welcome in, Cedar the Barefoot and people. Sorry, I was reminiscing. Yeah, my one of my uncles had made a giant queen size bed frame out of like a fallen tree before, and the posts that were on the corners of that bed frame were all like parts of the tree trunk, different large like branches. It was really like well put together. Lots of intricacy. My family did a lot of crafting and stuff, and I was talking to one of my friends on my TikTok because I'm trying to dual stream, and I was talking to one of my friends on TikTok about like how all the orchard stuff and garden stuff that we keep on the property, and we had a bunch of walnut trees, we had a bunch of gooseberry bushes, we had a bunch of like peach trees, pear trees, apple trees, grapevines. We had a whole garden, we had a cherry tree, we had um like a bunch of stuff, and every summer during my birthday month, which is, well, technically it's April now, so in May, so next month is my birthday month. Um, so my grandma every May would have me gather the raspberries from the raspberry patches, and she'd make me what she would call homemade raspberry cobbler, but it was more like a you take raspberries, take the raspberry juice and water, sugar, boil that until the raspberries are boiled. Um, and then you drop in dumpling dough on top of the berries. And then when the dumplings are almost fully cooked, you sprinkle a little sugar on top, let that finish cooking, and then you scoop that into a bowl. And it's like I don't have a name for it, but it was something I grew up with that my grandma had made, and it was just something kind of like special she would make for me. I haven't had it in a very long time though. And then she'd also make porcupine meatballs. Berry dumplings is what my friend's saying. Um, porcupine meatballs, so they're not actual porcupine. Please don't go and order porcupine, okay? Um, porcupine meatballs are how my grandma, it's like you make a meatball, but you add in uh, ground up crackers and rice to stretch the meat, but you add in the cooked rice and the crackers and crumble that up into the meat before the meat is cooked. Make balls and cook the balls. Then Yes, cook your balls. Then you put in tomato sauce and onion and spices, like herbs and spices that you want for seasoning, and then you just kind of wait till the balls are cooked. Make sure your balls are thoroughly cooked, and then you just eat them. You just eat the balls. Sounds so bad. I think I got it. Did I do it? Yes, I did it. Shout out was given. Haha. But those were things my grandma would make like special during some times of the year. Um, I keep forgetting how to make an automatic chicken farm, and I'm trying to do it, and I'm not good with redstone builds. They still have my mom's recipe for them. My and then whenever we'd gather the peaches, my grandma would take fresh Indiana red peaches, because we had Indiana red peaches, so they're like nice and plump, and they've got like the really um, reddish skin. I'm not a big fan of peaches, but it's mostly like a taste and texture thing for me. But my grandma loved peaches. She would just sit there and eat fresh peaches right off the tree. um, she should take the fresh Indiana peaches that we'd had gathered off the ground and stuff, and she'd wash them. She'd get them all nice and boiled, and she'd make preserves. She'd make peach jelly. She'd make peach jam, and then she would make homemade peach cobbler. And sometimes she would save some of the peaches specifically for like a peach pie at Thanksgiving or to have for with like family and stuff. She really liked the peaches and stuff. And then during August, we'd gather the apples, and the whole kitchen would smell like apples and cinnamon for the majority of August while she was canning apples and making apple butter. She'd make homemade apple butter, applesauce, and she'd make homemade apple pie. Just so many apple dishes. Like it was, it's just like, it's one of the memories that I enjoy a lot is like just coming home from school whenever school would start up and smelling homemade apple cinnamon just all throughout the house. My grandma was very big on like growing orchard food, growing garden food, making homemade food. We didn't really have a lot of like boxed or pre-made food in the house. It was all you're going to learn to cook, you're going to learn recipes, and you're going to cook from scratch. And that's what we're doing. We're learning to cook from scratch, like making pancakes from scratch. You take flour, baking powder. You can use milk or water. If you don't have milk, use water. Or canned milk. Canned milk also works. You take about, I believe she used 3 tablespoons of sugar, a dash of salt, and a little bit of butter or oil. Make sure that all gets mixed up. Then pour whatever you want to pour into a skillet, fry it up, and that, I think there was also vanilla. Yeah, there was vanilla. But it's homemade pancakes. One of the first recipes she taught me to make was homemade tomato soup and grilled cheese. So for homemade tomato soup, you can you can go about it the long way and actually roast tomatoes and make a homemade sauce with the tomatoes, or you can use a can of tomato sauce. Any can of tomato sauce that you can afford is fine. It doesn't have to be like expensive or fancy or bougie. You just have a can of tomato sauce, pour the can of tomato sauce into a pot. If you want to make homemade tomato sauce, that's fine too. Um, can of tomato sauce in the pot. Take that can that you had the tomato sauce in, pour milk into that tomato sauce can until the tomato sauce can is full. Pour the milk into the pot. Add in salt, sugar, butter, ground black pepper, and then you make sure that all comes to a boil, and once the butter is melted, the soup is ready and you can have tomato soup. She also taught me a recipe for homemade potato soup, but the potato soup that she taught me was um well, she grew up during the Depression, so it was like if you didn't have a lot of ingredients or you didn't have a lot of like food in the house, you still make do and you still use what you get from the garden and make homemade soup. So the potato soup, you can you can peel the potatoes if you wish to have peeled potatoes for the soup, but take potatoes, dice them up or cut them up. You can cut them into chunks if you want some chunky soup. Make sure you dice up an onion. It can be whatever size dicing you want. Did she do a take what's in the fridge and make something? Yeah. A lot of the times if we were low on groceries, she would make a meal out of just like whatever she could find, and she would make it enough to feed 5 people. Like it was, she could take just about anything and make a giant meal for 5 people. It was, I guess, her magic ability that she had. Like it was as if our limited pantry was a bag of holding, and she'd just be like, "Oh, here, wham! There's food, a giant pot of food." Like it it was like for potato soup, you dice up the potato, dice up onion, throw that into a pot, add in some water, add in some canned milk, add in salt, pepper, and onion powder, garlic powder, let that come to a boil, make sure that the potatoes and onion get tender, and then you just serve that. And that was the potato soup that my grandma would make, which apparently was the same potato soup that they would make during the Depression to make use of like potatoes and all of the limited ingredients they would have at the time. Did you ever have canned corned beef and cabbage and cornbread for your supper? So I'm I'm not a fan of cabbage. I know that that's terrible, but like I'm not a big fan. My grandma loved cabbage. There was a specific thing that my grandma would do with cornbread. She loved making cornbread. And one of the things she would do if it wasn't cornbread and pinto beans, because she would make a giant pot of just cooked pinto beans and then a side of cornbread to go with the beans, she would throw in either a ham hock or a slice of ham into the beans while the beans cook until the beans are fully cooked, and they get that little bit of a ham flavor in them. Throw in some onions, and then she would like have a side of cornbread to go with the beans. But sometimes she would take that cornbread after she had finished like the beans and cornbread, and she'd be like, okay, so that cornbread is also dessert. How's that dessert? She'd take some buttermilk, take the cornbread, crumble up the cornbread into a bowl, pour the buttermilk on top of the cornbread, and then she'd eat that. And I'd just be like, Grandma, why would you eat that? And she's like, it's good. It's good. It's like cornflakes. Grandma, that's not cornflakes. That's not cornflakes. I never understood it, but it was just something that she liked, I guess. And whenever we had leftover beans from like the pinto yeah, that was a creeper. Whenever we would have leftover beans from the pinto bean stuff, um, or the navy beans, it was just like a big pot of beans. When we'd have leftover beans, she would take those beans that had been in that pot and she would make chili with the beans. I know there's some people that don't put beans in their chili, and I didn't even realize that that was a thing until people started telling me that they made chili without beans, and I'm like, wait, what do you mean you make chili without beans? Why are you not putting beans in your chili? Because I grew up with beans in my chili. How do you, why, why? Why? You don't understand. How are you eating the chili without the beans? No, Condrift. But I know several people, like, I don't know if it's a regional thing. I think it might be a regional thing because I know several people in this area that I live that they tell me that beans don't go in chili. And I just kind of sit there like, what do you mean beans don't go in chili? How do beans not go in chili? What is this? What are you talking about? What do you mean the beans don't go in the chili? What? How? Because like we would put the beans in the chili because they would stretch the chili and it would make like a bigger meal. There's a lot of things you can do to stretch like food meals and stuff. Like, I'm trying to remember. There's just a lot of recipes and a lot of food. Oh, that would be a neat idea. Oh, I just had an idea. A delightful idea. Hey, what are you after? What are you after? I just had a delightful idea. And no, it wasn't eating my cat off my desk. My idea is I feel like I should do some like videos or maybe do like some cooking streams where I show how to make recipes my grandma made that she taught me and like show people how my grandma would like make the most out of certain ingredients. Like my grandma also made homemade meatloaf. She'd make we would usually get like this really long, big, this is gonna go south really quick. Uh okay. Okay. Don't take this out of context, please. So we would get a really long, big tube of meat. No, that's still not good. And we would divide it into like sections to divvy out and make portion sizes out of this big long tube of meat so that we'd have multiple meals in meal prep in the fridge and freezer. And with part of the meat that we had gotten, she would take the meat, she would take ground up crackers, seasonings like garlic powder, onion powder, ground black pepper, salt, the ground crackers, and egg. And she'd mix all that together with her hands. I don't like touching raw meat, so I might have an issue demonstrating that one because it's a texture thing, and touching raw eggs makes my I need to wash my hands just thinking about that. I have a texture issue, but she would make a loaf of meat out of that mixture, and then she would take either barbecue sauce or ketchup and put that on top of that. It would be in a loaf pan, and she'd bake it in the oven at 350 for about 30 to 35 minutes. After that was cooked, she would also make a side of mashed potatoes, and they were homemade mashed potatoes. So she would take the potatoes, she'd boil them until they were tender, then she'd mash them up with a potato masher, add in butter, salt, and pepper. It was just a really simple mashed potato, a little bit of milk, usually canned milk or evaporated milk. And then she would have the mashed potatoes and a side of green beans. And it wasn't always canned green beans. Sometimes it was like fresh garden green beans that she would have just finished harvesting from the garden. And she'd boil those, add a little butter, add a little salt and pepper to them, and just have the potatoes, the green beans, and the meatloaf, and that was dinner. Did I ever have meatloaf sandwiches? I don't think I ever had meatloaf sandwiches myself, but I know my younger brother and my older brother would make meatloaf sandwiches out of the leftover meatloaf. I didn't understand it, but I wasn't gonna judge because like food was food and we kind of just ate what we could, so I wasn't gonna judge it. But there's so many recipes, and I really want to show people like things that she made. I'm not sure. Like it's been a while, and it's been 13 years since she's not been here. So it's like I enjoy the memories, but at the same time, I also it's a little bit personal, but it's not a bad personal, I don't think. I finally started EMDR and therapy, so that's going to be a whole thing in itself. For those that don't know what EMDR is, EMDR is a specific therapy that is designed to redirect traumatic thoughts and help people process trauma, especially if they've had a lot of it in their life. And essentially, it helps them understand how to cope better with what's happened and be able to function a bit better with things in life and learn coping skills to process and deal with the triggers on a daily basis. So I've been waiting to start EMDR for a very long time, and it's gonna be intense, but I'm looking forward to making sure I take care of my mental health and make things a bit better for me in the long run. It is important to take care of your mental health, and if you are taking mental health medications, that would be a good time to remind you to take your meds if you take meds, and eat food if you haven't eaten food, drink water if you haven't drank water, get plenty of rest. Don't do what I did and bike 20 miles 3 days in a row. Don't be impulsive like that. That's not good for your health. A little bit of exercise is okay, but excessive exercise, everything is good in moderation. Excessive things of anything is bad. Let's see. Just like excessive amounts of water can also be bad. Apparently, that's a thing. Speaking of water, I'm a little bit thirsty. there was another thing wise my grandma really liked. So she liked a lot of tart and sour foods, but she was allergic to capsaicin, so she couldn't have anything spicy. But she loved tart and sour. I am not a huge fan of tart and sour. It just, how do I? It makes my brain go like it's not my preference. But my grandma would take freshly harvested gooseberries, wild gooseberries that we grow, and she'd take the gooseberries, she'd boil them with a little bit of sugar, a little bit of lemon juice, and she'd get the gooseberries all nice and tender, and she'd make sure they get all like trying to remember, sugar, lemon juice, bit of water, boil gooseberries, and then she would drop in dumplings and make like gooseberry dumplings, and she would eat that, and she just loved it. And I'm just like, you enjoy. Did you ever forage for morels or elderberries? Yes. So we had an elderberry bush in our front yard. We also had we had Queen's Anne's lace in the field next to our house. We also had a bunch of naked ladies in our yard. That probably, okay, so I forget that some people don't call them naked ladies. So naked ladies are a pink lily, and the common name that it's referred to when like ordering the bulbs is naked ladies. And so we had quite a few naked ladies in our yard. That was like one of the lilies that my grandma liked a lot was naked ladies. This sounds like I'm digging a hole. But we also had elderberry bushes. We also had a mulberry tree. We would use the mulberries for the chickens. The chickens loved mulberries. And we did forage for morels. We had 7 acres of land, so because we were like way out of town in the country, my grandma and me during like, I believe it was the summer and the fall, we would go out into the woods, in the backwoods, and we would hunt for morels. Not morals like I have good morals, you have good morals, everyone has a moral compass kind of moral. Morals like the fungus or mushroom that's edible and very meaty. Yeah, the mushrooms. So we'd go hunt for morels, and my grandma would take those morels that we would find, and she would coat them. She'd coat them in eggs, cornmeal, a pinch of salt, a dash of pepper, and then she'd take that coated morel, toss it into a skillet, and fry it up. And she'd make fried morels. She would do the same thing with okra whenever we would grow morels. She would take okra that we'd grow in the garden, and she'd do the same thing with the okra. Take the okra, slice it up, toss the okra into eggs that had been whisked, then toss the egg-coated okra into cornmeal, salt, and pepper, and then toss that in the skillet and fry it until the okra was tender, and we'd have fried okra, and she'd make fried okra for dinner sometimes. My mom wasn't a fan. That's fine. Just meant more for me. There was also, I probably wouldn't be able to eat it because it's carrots, but I have a slight allergy to carrots. I'm also deathly allergic to avocado. We found that one out recently. I tried avocado for the first time when making guacamole for my roommate, and found out very quickly, just from a pea-sized amount, that I nearly offed myself with an avocado. Which was not my intention. I just wanted to try an avocado and see what it was like. First time trying an avocado, and the avocado nearly puts me in the grave. I'm trying to remember. There was carrots. Carrots, that was what I was talking about, carrots. So I have a slight allergy to carrots, but there was a carrot recipe my grandma would make that it was
You can
called,
only sleep at night or during thunderstorms.
it was called candied carrots. My grandma would slice up fresh carrots and she'd put them into a pot with water, a little bit of butter, and a little bit of sugar, and then she possibly and she'd boil that until the carrots got all nice and coated and glazed, and she would make the candied carrots, and she'd make them specifically for my mom because that was the only way my mom would eat carrots, but my mom claims not to be autistic. It's inherited. Every time I try to tell my mom that autism is inherited, she denies that she's autistic. Because she has texture issues with stuff. There's things she's in denial of. It's like, not to mention, every one of her kids has ADHD and autism. Yeah, they are good memories. Ma'am, excuse you, your highness. Did you seriously, really? Are you telling me I need to get off stream? Is that what you're doing? You literally just clicked the controller. You clicked the controller. What the hell? Did you seriously do that? You know, sometimes I think you're smarter than I think you are. I think you just play dumb sometimes. I think she just plays dumb sometimes. Like, she literally pressed the button that takes you to the frickin'... Oh, you just act dumb. Oh, you don't know what I'm talking about, do you? You just act dumb. Apparently, she says it is time for me to try and leave the game. Because apparently she's the boss. Are you the boss, Mystic? Are you the boss of me? Are you my boss? Do I work overtime for you? I'm gonna boot you. Are you my boss, Mystic? Apparently she's my boss. I didn't know I was indentured to a cat. So you're my boss? You tell me it's quitting time? Well, that was, I didn't even think that she was going to press that. Like, she pressed the button on my controller. She pressed the button. She pressed the button. Why you gotta press the button? Why you pressing buttons? I love you, but why you doing this? Why? You pressed the button and had me exit. I may have to research how to make an automatic chicken farm. I don't do a lot of redstone builds. Contains simulated goats. Oh, did you see the baby mob update? The baby mobs! They're so tiny! It's just so cute! It's a cuteness overload. Are you done? Oh, so you did your job, so now you're leaving. Apparently the cat runs my life. I appreciate everyone coming in. Thank you very much for the raid. Let me see. Who can I raid? They're not going to leave on a sour note. Let me check and see who is available to raid. Let's see. There is Quincy's Tavern is doing Deadlock. Let's see. Peachy Saiyan's doing Among Us. Someone's doing Phasmophobia. Big Nose. Oh, Big Nose Bug is doing Super Animal Royale. I'm thinking we're gonna go raid Quincy's Tavern. Let's go raid Quincy. Do I have the ability to raid them? Go give them some love and try to have a good rest of the night. Remember to take care of yourself, get plenty of rest, drink plenty of water, have some tea. I just recently got some blue butterfly tea. I added milk and sugar to it. Tastes good. I am slowly getting into drinking more teas. It's just it's a process because I'm not a big. Most of what I drink is water. Most of what I drink is water. All right. You all have a wonderful rest of the evening. Give them some love. Unmute.